Today I'd like to talk about the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum. Depicted here is the memorial cenotaph, which holds the names of all those who were killed by the bombing in 1945. Upon entrance to the Peace Memorial Museum, you can see that this was a lively town. It has plenty of shops, a swimming pool, and plenty of people to go along with it, all living out their daily lives. All of this changed, though, on August 6, 1945. Immediately following the bombing, mass destruction could be seen everywhere. Of the 90,000 buildings that once stood, only 28,000 remained. 80,000 people were killed from the initial explosion, with 35,000 injured. And 60,000 more would die by the end of the year from radioactive fallout. So what caused this mass amount of damage and destruction? On August 6, 1945, at 8:15 a.m., a bomb known as the Little Boy, a 9,700-pound uranium-type gun bomb, was released. It detonated approximately 1,900 feet above the city, and when it detonated, it caused massive destruction. The pilot of the plane at the time said that there was a massive mushroom cloud that could be seen for miles around. The point of explosion was known as Ground Zero. The place that was picked, in particular, had a very significantly shaped bridge that was easy to spot. Within minutes, 9 out of 10 people that were a half mile or less from Ground Zero were dead. Those that were located farther from the epicenter first experienced the heat and the flash, and then they heard the deafening boom. The following rooms in the museum depicted quotes and stories of those who were affected by the bombing on August 6th. Here there are tattered garments, those that were worn by people who experienced the bombing. Many people had shirts, pants, and other items burned directly into their skin. Many pieces of artwork and photographs were on display that depicted what the scene may have looked like directly after the bombing. While we may never know exactly what that looks like, we can look through the eyes of those who did experience it firsthand. Many of these depict things such as corpses, flesh melting off of bodies, and of course, black rain, a side effect that happened immediately after the bombing, and people drank the black rain out of thirst, not knowing that the rain that they were drinking was radioactive. There are many books on the topic, but I would like to focus on the story of one girl. Sadako Sasaki was only 2 years old when the bombing occurred, but when she was 12, she started to develop swelling on her neck and behind her ears, and purple spots formed on her legs. It was leukemia. When she entered the hospital, she became known for one thing: origami paper cranes. These paper cranes are a symbol of peace and are seen throughout the Peace Memorial Museum as well as the Peace Memorial Park. Before leaving Hiroshima, the last site that we visited was the A-bomb dome. The A-bomb dome stands as a reminder to the difficulties, the tragedies, and the pain of war and the use of nuclear weapons. I'd like to end with a brief quote that I saw at the museum near the exit. The quote reads, "My only words, never again. We must not allow leaders to lead people into senseless war. We must continue to mobilize towards total elimination of nuclear and conventional weapons." Jose Ramos Horta.